everybody, it's Brian McGovern here. I've got an idea for you on how you can use Facebook to start making more money right away. It's a concept that absolutely works. We just set this up for a small business, a one-man shop. About 2 weeks after we set it up, there were only maybe 4 or 5 testimonials on the fan page, but we were able to leverage those testimonials, and this business was able to book $2,000 in business 2 weeks after the fan page was up, as a direct correlation to having the fan page. The customer that hired him actually said, I wasn't sure about hiring you, but that Facebook fan page made up my mind. That's powerful. I mean, that's just out of the gate. That's just one story. I could send you a gazillion other stories, but that one just shows you that you don't have to be a big company. You don't have to have thousands of fans to make this work. There's some major advantages to having a fan page, but you've got to do it strategically. I see too many businesses. They say, okay, I need business. I'm broke. I need to get more customers. People say to use Facebook. All right, I'm going to go join Facebook. Oh, I'm going to start a fan page for my business. They click on a button. They set up a fan page. They invite all their friends to join their fan page, and that's it. That's not a strategy. That's stupidity. Or they set up a fan page and they think it's permission to spam people that join the fan page, and they end up alienating the very people that they're trying to cultivate relationships with. It's not what we want to do. So, I mean, at best, these people, their fan pages are ignored. At worst, it's pissing people off. They're actually losing customers, respect, and relationships because their fan pages are exploitive and boring, and we want to avoid all that. So we're going to talk about strategy, the right strategy that will help you develop deep relationships with customers, which will give you more repeat business with those customers. How to make the fan page generate more referrals for you, and how to use a fan page to attract web searches, internet searches, from Google, from Yahoo, from Bing, how a fan page can actually help generate more traffic from search engines if you do it right. If you just use what seems to be common sense in setting up a fan page, you won't get the additional traffic. You won't be able to build those relationships. You're not going to get the referrals and the repeat business. It's going to be just a useless exercise. If you do follow the strategies that we're going to talk about, then you will see a big bump. But before we get into that, I think you need to understand why fan pages are so effective. And it comes down to the concept of social proof. Social proof, if you want to read about it, I recommend a book by Robert Cialdini. It's called Influence. I just bought another copy of the book. I just bought it on Kindle. Absolutely recommend the book. He talks about social influence, and he gives some really cool examples as to what that concept is. And basically it's this. It's the idea of monkey see, monkey do. It's copycat phenomena. On the dark side, I just read a case about a town, I think in California, where they've had copycat teen suicides. A kid killed himself, jumped in front of a train, and within a year, 3 or 4 other teenagers have done the same exact thing. Why? It's part of social proof, of finding out, of people that are uncertain finding certainty by the actions of others. And it's misguided. He gives an example in the book, the story of when Goethe published a book about, it was a novel, and it was about a gentleman named, last name was Werther. In the book, one of the main characters kills himself. And the book did very well. It became a bestseller way back when. And government started to ban the book because people were reading it and emulating the suicide in the book, because it's social proof. People taking cues from other people. On the happy side, or the more commercial side, ever go past a nightclub and see a line of people waiting to get into this nightclub? I'll have a little secret for you. A lot of times the nightclub is not full. It's not even near full. It might even be empty, but they're going to make people wait outside. Why? Because they want to appear to be more desirable. And what what they're doing is they're creating the impression of exclusivity and scarcity. And when something is easily available, we tend not to value it. But when something is scarce and exclusive, we tend to think it's more valuable. So they're doing that scarcity play. They're also doing social proof, because we're saying that this thing is hard to get into, and it looks like hundreds of people want to get it. Then it must be good. And we may not have that discussion internally. We may not spell it out so clearly, but unconsciously, that is the impact of social proof. When we see lots of other people doing something, we assume, well, it must make sense. And he gives Cialdini gives some other examples that you really would enjoy. He talks about opera producers in the 1800s, I believe. The impresarios would be very eager to, they spent a lot of money to produce an opera, so they want to make sure it's financially successful. They would actually hire people to clap and give standing ovations and cheers during the opera, so that other people would do the same. That if people were somewhat enjoying it, all they needed was to hear somebody else start to clap, and they would start to clap. And that would sort of create more energy and buzz about the play. And now you see it, today with sitcoms, where they'll use fake laughter and fake applause during a show. During the stupid jokes that aren't funny, they'll play that laugh track. And some comedies have tried to do it without the laugh track, and they went off the air. So as much as we say, I'm not influenced by that, and only an idiot would fall for that, the reality is we are influenced by that. So I want to make sure we're on time here. So that is the power of social proof. It is something that, a business is by nature in a competitive environment, right? You're competing with, first of all, you're competing with people that have similar services to yours, people that have alternate solutions than yours, and you're also competing with customers just not doing it at all, trying to do it themselves, right? But in an example where customers are searching around, and they're doing it online now, they're looking for clues as to which service provider to hire, right? You do it all the time yourself. When you're looking to see a movie, what do? You check the reviews, because that's how you determine whether or not you're going to go see a movie half the time. Unless you're really a big fan of the actors or the producer or the director, you're going to look at reviews to see, should I go get this? When you go to buy a book on Amazon.com, you read the editor's description, but you look at how many stars the book got, and you look and you read what people said about the book. And if enough people say the right things that trigger, okay, I like the way that person said it, I can relate to this person there, this book helped them solve a problem that I have, you're going to buy the book. It's the same thing with a service business, but most people that I see, their businesses don't use testimonials effectively. They don't use any kind of social proof effectively. If they do have testimonials on their website, they hide them. They hide them on some page that it's difficult to find. Big mistake. Facebook is going to give you the ability to gather testimonials faster than ever before, because if you ask Facebook users to give you join your fan page, they will if you've made them happy. It's easy for them to put a comment up there because they're typing away on Facebook anyway, and automatically their picture and their full name goes next to their testimonial. Try getting someone to take a picture. Try asking a customer, can I take a picture of you and put your full name on my website? It can be done, we've done it, but it takes a lot of effort to get customers to comply with that. Whereas with Facebook, you automatically get their picture, their full name, and the testimonial is being hosted by a trusted site, Facebook. People realize that you could fudge testimonials on your own website, but on Facebook, it's a lot harder to do for any length of time. So there's a lot of power here, but you've got to do this strategically to get the search engine traffic and to build those relationships. We want to talk about a communication strategy, a search engine strategy, and a way to boost social proof. How to tweak those testimonials so you get better, more powerful testimonials. If you're watching this on YouTube, please check me out at brianmcgovern.com. Send me a comment or an email on the blog, and I'll talk to you soon.